Good morning. Good morning. I hope you're safe and well, because that is the most important thing. Well, it looks like it's a lovely morning, but we are due to have some rain later. However, I'm going up to Scotland later on this morning, so I may avoid the rain. Fingers crossed. Oh, and just in case you're wondering where my usual large jumper is, I'm baking a Christmas cake for one of my cousins this morning, and the kitchen is a bit warm, so that's why I'm not wearing quite as many layers as usual. Right, okay, enough chit chat. What have we got for you today? The first thing is there's a consultation on adding some new substances to the UK authorisation list. As you may remember, on Brexit, we split apart like an amoeba splitting into two, and we now have our own authorisation list here in GB. I'm putting the link below this video there. The exact things are DOTE, D-O-T-E, reaction mass of DOTE and MOTE, and tetraethyl lead. Well, given that tetraethyl lead is the thing that used to be in petrol as an anti-knock and has been on the do not use list for many years, I think that one's just a given, isn't it? But anyway, if any of these substances affect you, please comment. Second thing, what have we got? Oh, yes. There is a scandal growing about ethanol. And what's happened is it was given to, I believe, Greece under the CLH proposals, and they came back and they said, oh, well, yeah, it's carcinogenic and it's toxic to reproduction. But what they didn't consider is all that evidence is from deliberate ingestion of ethanol as a foodstuff, which, if I remember correctly, is actually not part of GHS or CLP. So they're technically non-GHS risks and therefore non-GHS hazards. But I digress. There's been a lot of pushback from industry because, of course, ethanol is a really good, cheap, widely available biocide. And in order to sort of get round this, ECHA have announced that they're going to have like a meeting and discuss ways in which, even if ethanol is classified like this, it can still be used as a biocide, which goes totally against what they've previously said in BPR, and the EU have said under BPR. I mean, wouldn't it be simpler just to sort out the proposed harmonized classification mess and go with the science? Anyway, that's a link to ECHA's justification on why, no, it'll still be safe, even though it's got these hazard classifications, and even though the BPR says you shouldn't use. Oh, dear me. Anyway, something else that's happened that may be of interest to you is that, if you remember, we've got all these changes coming in under the simplification rules. And one of the things that we were bothered about was the digital contact, because there wasn't much information on what they meant by digital contact, which is, in theory, supposed to replace the telephone number on the CLP label. Well, luckily, our good friend Stephen Brennan at Foresight has found something that happened. Now then, let me just pick that link up correctly. He found something back in July that's actually a presentation, and he's put it on LinkedIn so we can all look at it. And on page 5 of that document, I believe, it goes into a bit more detail about what the digital contact is. And they're talking about things like chat and stuff like that. You know, it's, let me just find that. It should allow a user to reach out and engage with a supplier, contact, even outside working hours, taking advantage of diversity of digital technology, chats, chatbots, IA, I think they mean AI, simple emails. In other words, you know, like plain vanilla stuff like an autoresponder almost, do they mean, rather than a phone number? But why the hell that should somehow take away from being able to pick a phone up to somebody, I do not know. And also it's aimed squarely at consumers. So does that mean that the consumer label will need the chat link or something, and we don't need it for industry and professional users? Anyway, it's a real watch this space moment. It does give us a little bit more information, but we're still going to have to keep an eye on it, basically. So that's that done. What have we got apart from news? We've got Mitchell and Webb and the Holy Grail. It's an old version because they have got a new series out at the moment or recently. But this is a classic and I commend it to you. So that's going there as well. So that's it for me for today. I hope that you have a good day, whatever you're doing. I hope that you are safe and well, and I hope I'm able to chat to you again next week. And don't forget, if you need to know more about what we're talking about, then go to chemicalscoffeetime.co.uk. You can sign up there for access to the archive and the weekly email going forward. Thanks very much for watching, whether that's live or on catch up. Really appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. Bye.